is our once a month space to talk about what life actually feels like in the middle of parenting, work, and nervous system overload. This isn't therapy, and it's not a how to show. It's just two real humans noticing what's showing up and trying to be a little kinder to ourselves while we do it. If something here helps you feel less alone or a little more grounded, that's the point. Talking about real life skills, parenting, teaching the next generation, and finding our own path. Whether you're a parent, caregiver, or lifelong learner, this part is for you. The system we're in does not work for working moms. It simply
Oh gosh,
doesn't.
no, no,
And
like you,
no working mom could be successful in it.
absolutely. And it's not that, like you said, you weren't a bad mom, but you weren't the mom that you wanted to be.
No,
And that's
because
what's
I couldn't even be me. I didn't have time to
yeah,
breathe.
yeah, I'm everything for everybody else, but I feel like I'm not doing a great job at any of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
No,
it's
I never felt like I was doing that I was attentive enough because I was always thinking about the next thing or the next to do or what I didn't get done.
mhm. And having to relearn those things is so
Mm,
humbling that it's almost defeatist if you look at it. But then you're like, no, no, this is an opportunity that I have. This is something that I get to do for myself. So I'm going to have to look at it in the positive mindset of this is good. It's not the
no,
bottom didn't fall out. Yeah.
and the fact that you did as well as you did is
Right.
strength, not a negative.
Exactly. And it's I did a really good job at that, but let's see what else I can do a good job at now. But your imposter syndrome kind of goes, but did you really do a good job? Or did you just do an okay enough job? Like you were
Hmm.
okay to keep going. Yeah. So it all ties back to that little,
Hmm.
and I'm not even sure where I learned that. So it makes me wonder if everybody feels like that, but there are other people who are just either A, in denial, or B, really good at hiding it.
Hmm. I don't
And
know. I don't
it
know where I
take
learned it either. Because, I
yeah,
mean, my mother was a professor and she was the head of her biology department. So
right.
I
So
don't,
you weren't taught out, you weren't taught by the
mm-mm.
family to stay small and stay quiet. It had to be some big societal like campaign
Now,
that we
I
just didn't
was
see.
taught that in school, and I was taught that growing up Catholic to shut up.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Growing up
So,
Catholic, yes, by 100%. But I like I don't we're products of the same school system. So I
we
don't
are.
like
Yeah.
everybody has the same education, but they don't have the same experience.
True.
So
Very true.
so I'm trying to think back to like what we would have been like taught. Was it that fifth grade teacher that used to be a nun? Was she the one that really put it into all of us that we were, was it Mrs.
Forgot about
Shanahan?
that.
Ms. Shanahan, did she wreck us all?
Oh, that was a rough year because I had the nuns in CCD Saturday school. And then I
Yeah.
went to normal school. And it still was like this undercurrent of something wrong with you, not good enough, be quiet, that
Or
like you're sinning.
pay attention, everybody else is
Oh,
doing the right thing and you're off here in la la land. Like those are the
always,
things that I remember.
always
Or
told I was daydreaming too much.
yes, or having the teacher catch you looking out the window and then walk by and just pull all the curtains like while she's
Hmm.
staring right at you, which
Oh
you don't
my
want to go like
God,
maybe if
yes.
you were more interesting I'd be interested, but it was just a matter of like that's just where things went. And then one day something lands, you're like, oh, but you don't know how to voice it, you don't know how to tell your parents because your parents are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, you're fine, because that was how people parented in the 80s and 90s. And like I feel bad saying things like that to my mom. It's like you weren't doing anything wrong because you were working with the information that you had, but
Yeah,
now we just
you
have
just
so
didn't
much
know.
more information
Yeah.
that it's not even easier for us to handle this thing. It's just we have this burden of knowledge about all these things that we are more aware of these things so that we catch them.
Mm-hmm.
because my sister was very, she was the definition of a Velcro child before Velcro child was a term. And it was because she had such terrible anxiety from such a young age. But
Mm-hmm.
like now we would be able to catch it because
Right.
we're aware of it. Before we just had this kid who needs to be by me all the time. It was like driving me crazy. I'm going to put him in, send him to a babysitter or something like that. And it's just like, that's not what that child needed. So by
No,
you
but
thinking,
you
doing what
didn't
you knew how
know.
to do, then yeah, like you knew that the kid needed you too much. So like maybe get them away from me a little bit will help them. So like you did what it did. But it's like anytime I have these conversations with my mom, I feel like on some level she thinks I'm blaming her for stuff. And I'm not at all doing that because things are just so different now. And they were
No.
different from it was different when you were parenting us from when you were being parented by yours. Like things just
Mm-hmm.
explore, like bloom like a mushroom sometimes. Like it just comes to a head and then we learn so much more, and it's not like you did bad or wrong. And I'm sure we're going to have these same conversations with our kids when they have their
Oh,
own kids. It's just like,
absolutely. I always tell clients, my patients, that the only benefit of me being a parent who's a therapist is that I can tell my children's therapist the moments where I screwed up. That's it. I can
yes,
pinpoint it for them.
right.
That's
I
all.
do I do the same thing. I tell mine, I was like, I'm just worried I'm traumatizing these kids sometimes. And she goes, everybody's going to walk away from childhood with trauma,
Oh,
Megan. You cannot be terrified that you're the responsibility. You're going to do it, but it's not like you do it on purpose. I was like, okay, all right, but it's not going to be an easy conversation for her to have with her therapist later because she won't be able to and I know my mom didn't do it on purpose, but she still did it. It's like, it doesn't help me any.
it does help for us to have our daughters know that these conversations are okay.
Yes.
Is
And
already a big change.
yes. And that is, my daughter and I had a big conversation on, I think it was Friday night. It was like a big conversation. I was like, I don't think I could have ever sat down with my mom and said these things. And I've always told her, I was like, you can say things without worrying about hurting my feelings. It says, I'm not going to
Mhm.
be outwardly, like, I'm not going to have hurt feelings because of your opinions. Your opinions are, yours, and all of your feelings are valid. So I don't want her to try to like mince words with it. But she always starts with it. And I don't mean any offense by this, but I was like, okay, I can respect what you're saying, but now it's your turn to respect what I'm saying in return to that. So I'm not saying anything to hurt your feelings, but if we're going to open that communication from her, it has to also be from me as well. So it's like,
Mhm.
I'm not being mean on purpose. I'm not, trying to put you down, but I need you to be open to this being a two-way street. And it was a great conversation. We did a lot of things, but I didn't get through to her why I think her continuing seeing a therapist is important, because she just can't, she doesn't have the same critical thinking skills that I've got at my age, that it really is helping. She was like, it's just a waste of time. I was like, I can get that it feels like that, but I can promise you it's not.
It is so hard. I even have adults who will say that. This
Yeah.
is, or I had an adult once tell me, well, can't I just do that for myself? I was like, not really, and not in the way that I am. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to justify my job to you right now, but I'm trying not to
Yes.
be insulted. But, like,
Uh,
would you say that to a mechanic just because you know how to change a car wheel? No.
yeah. Yeah. It's like,
Mm-mm.
you you could do this for yourself, but have you been? Will you do this for yourself? And
Exactly. Will
that's the
you
big thing.
create the space and the time? You won't.
Yeah. Because it looks like you haven't yet.
No,
So yeah.
no. And
And
you won't.
yeah, for a long time, I was very hesitant and resistant to seeing a therapist. And I started and stopped and started and stopped, and I wasn't ready for it. But
Which
when
is
it
fine.
happened, yeah. So when it happened, it was like, oh shit, this is what this is all about. I get it now. And it's just a matter of making the time for yourself and putting value behind it and finding the right person to talk to. Like, I think
Yeah.
part of the reason I like my therapist so much is because she's got a similar approach to conversations that I do and that you do. Like, she dropped a good old F-bomb the other day, and I went, yes, I love that. So it's like, you got to find the right person. So if you get like a stuffy old, geezer, you're
No.
not going to relate to them that way.
Well,
Yeah.
but
So
they're not going to challenge you in the way you need them to challenge you, right?
yes. And she gave me a phrase last week, and I should have written it down, but it's essentially, you as a therapist aren't allowed to tell somebody how to live their life. Like, you can't really tell them they're wrong with what they're doing. And I was
No,
like, oh, that's really frustrating. And she went, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh,
it
that
is.
sucks.
We're not
Yeah.
supposed to give like technical advice. We're not supposed to say how we would handle it, you know?
Right. Or even tell somebody who's like just consigned to being depressed, you should be doing better. Like, it was that sort of stuff of like, don't you think you would feel better if you did like these things? And I was like, oh my God, I would quit on the first day, because like, that's why I can give like layman advice, I guess. But professionally, like, I wouldn't do well at your job. And I know that.
There's jobs I wouldn't do well at. I
Yeah. And
know.
exactly.
But no, it's a very different type of conversation, and you do have to make sure that your personal and professional are separate.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not always easy to do.
No, because sometimes, like, I was telling her, I was like, I just want to shake this person. Like, I want to just grab them by their collar and just get it together. Come on. And she's like, yeah, that's one of the
No,
most frustrating things about being a counselor and a therapist. I was like, girl, high five to you for not doing it, because that's all I would be able to do.
there are so many times where I'm like, would you just get out of your own way? Get your head out of your ass.
Yes.
Stop this mentality of, oh, it's luck or bad luck or good luck. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like, it is what you make it, and you have to put in some work to make it what you want it to be. So
Yes.
let's start doing the work. And here's some things that will help you.
Stop sitting there letting life occur around you. Be active
Or
in it.
doing the same thing and not getting any results, but being unwilling to try something different. Like, what you're doing right now hasn't helped. So why would continue to do the same thing have any different
Mhm.
results? So let's try doing something.
Yep. No, it's just, whew, sometimes you got to take the baby steps
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna button it up right now. I'm just gonna
because they won't come back. And then
no.
you're not
And
being effective and you're not being
yeah,
helpful. So,
no. And they're gonna say that's why I never go to see a therapist, because they don't help me any. Yeah.
hmm yeah, so much fun.
Learning when to shut up is hard, which is the other side of learning when to open up and say things.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, nobody teaches this in school.
that's that's what we need to do. We need a good marketing campaign of teaching life skills, just about taking care of yourself, like home ec, but for your own self.
Yes, absolutely. But
Self,
I don't
what do
know
we
what to
call
call
it?
it.
Yeah, we'll
You
have
would
to work
have
on
to
that.
have a way to test it though, because if you don't test it, then they won't fund it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's where I always run into the difficulty.
Yeah. Let's work on that. We'll work on that when we're not recording, because let's not share the investigation. No, the research side of
The
this.
research
The
side. Yeah.
spitballing.
Yeah.
We'll not share that. We'll not commit
No,
that to the
no,
internet yet.
no, no. They're not
Well, what are
ready
you
for it.
doing?
Oh, is your cat doing something?
Yeah, rambunctious orange cat is doing rambunctious orange cat activities, and I don't want her to do anything naughty. She's investigating, because I'm not usually down here, and I don't know that Chris pays him a lot of attention when he's down here, but she's climbing over a
Oh,
box right now, and I don't want her to like investigate down deep onto the floor level of between those boxes, and then because I have to move those boxes and free her, so I just don't want her to do it.
well,
Hang
then
on just
we
one second.
can, yeah.
Girl, Miss Tater Tot, be on the floor here. Thank you. Hi, I'm
Is she
back.
behaving?
Yeah, I put her on the floor, which is I think what she wanted, but she just wanted to be in a different section of the floor, but tough nuts.
That's cute. I have
They're like
a fat little doggy. His name's Bruce. He's actually our menopause dog.
I remember the Bruce story. I love
Yeah,
his little face, though. He's the cutest.
his face is cute, but it doesn't match the rest of his body. And he's always into things. Always.
You're so inquisitive, Bruce. Are you sure you're not a cat?
He's something different than a dog because it's just not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what, but it's almost kind of like he has the mentality of a raccoon, where they're getting into everything and they want to eat the trash.
Yeah. You know what? I was gonna say raccoon, and I love that analogy because it's just so funny to see his tiny face and his big body. Because it's the
Yes,
same as the raccoons. They've got teeny
it
tiny little
is.
faces and these big fat round bodies that they can get into the tiniest little spaces.
And they're always
God.
getting into shit. I wonder if he's part
Hmm.
raccoon and we just don't know it.
He would be unstoppable if he had thumbs, though.
Oh, we would be screwed. Oh my God. That isn't even something I'd like to think about.
I can take over the world.
It would be bad.
Great for him,
Mm,
terrible for you.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
I enjoy this conversation again.
I always enjoy these conversations. We should do them not recording sometimes.
True, but would we make
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, no, no. So it's a good thing we schedule these recordings.
Next topic. What meets your fancy? What sounds interesting to
Um,
you?
I think um setting your own expectations as opposed to following other people's expectations.
I like it.
Because one of the things that I just had an epiphany with last night is it wasn't last night's epiphany wasn't I'm very all or nothing. Like it's start a job, finish a job all in the same time. And thinking about it gets me so overwhelmed that I just don't
Mhm.
even get started. So last night I was standing in the kitchen and I had an epiphany that my cabinets need to get washed, all of them. There's like, food drips on stuff and like
Oh yeah, of
fingerprints on
course.
others.
Yeah,
So I was like, God, I don't want to do all of them. And I went, why do I have to do all of them at one time?
you don't.
I'm gonna take one section a day, and eventually, over the course of a week, I'll have all my clean cabinets. So, like, that was a huge like epiphany, like, ooh, like the light shine down from the heavens moment
Mm-hmm.
for me last night. So, I think setting your own rules and expectations is something that, again, we're not taught because conformity, we have to follow
Mm-hmm.
everybody else's rules and expectations. Your standard operating guidelines at work, and everybody else sets these things that you have to follow. But what happens when you don't have those anymore, and now you're in charge of setting them? So I think that's another thing that people don't teach, like advocating for yourself or how to deal with imposter syndrome. It's something that like I got told, and I went, well, damn, you're right. So yeah, so that might be
Yeah,
something that we can touch on
perfect.
our self personal life economics course that we have to go through.
I kind of like that phrasing, personal life economics course.
Yeah,
Kind of
it's
like
like,
that dad on YouTube who helps everybody learn how to like fix things. It could
oh,
be,
that dad who grew up without a dad, so he had to learn
yes,
everything himself. He's
he's
teaching. I love
so
him.
sweet, so sweet. We
Yes.
could we could be the moms who are teaching people about social emotional learning. Okay.
Our self life economics is not what I want, but like home ec is such a recognizable phrase.
It is.
Like,
I
and
don't
that
know.
might be what fucked us up because in school they're teaching us how to be a good housewife,
Oh, that's true.
sew and cook and clean.
I did not do well in that course. I used to get so frustrated too.
I did it in junior high and then I never did it throughout high school because it just never came up as a class for me. I guess I tested out of it. Like I was good enough in seventh and eighth grade that I didn't need to keep doing it in high school. But like I think that really sort of might be the downfall of keep teaching women in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s to stay small because that's all you could
Hmm.
like accomplish is being a housewife. And like if that's what you want to do, cool. I'm not negging a housewife because that's what I'm doing
Oh,
right now.
I think
But
it,
I'm
and it's a full-time job and then some, but you need to
right.
that there are many options and that also
Right.
dads can do it too.
Yes. And yeah, boys were in that class, but they didn't take anything serious about it. They're all like fooling
No.
around. And it's just like, are you going to help or what? No. So, like, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think that's a downfall for women. Fucking home ec. So we'll have to.
So we really don't want to call our sessions home ec sessions.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, we can liken it to home ec, but
But a
for
different turn of phrase or
mental health,
something
yeah, exactly. Like, it needs to be as like applicable so it always knows what we're going after, but
to
in
play around with this.
a more, I don't want to say lighthearted because it's serious business, but like a more engaging.
I like it.
So yeah, because here's what: accept label as homemaker and set my own expectations for my house. Like, those were the notes I took that day from my session. I was like, yes, I do get to decide things in my own house. So that's one of the things that I'm learning to apply. It's like, yes, I'm important. Yes, I get to make these decisions. Yes, I get to say no when it's important. So it's like,
But
I
it's
have to learn how
hard.
to be yeah, I have to learn how to do all this. And it's driving me crazy because it's a hard work, but it's worthy work. It's important work.
It is. And then hopefully our
Yeah.
kids will have an easier time.
Yes. And that's what I'm trying to model. Like, I know that well, no, I feel like I'm not always doing a great job of it, but I know that I'm doing the work to model it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm teaching you how to do this not very effectively so that hopefully you can
Do
perfect
it
this.
better. Yeah.
Yes. And that's exactly because I told Amelia, I was telling her, um, your main goal as a parent is to do a better job than your parent. Not that my parents did a bad job, but I'm doing better by you than they did by me. And that's purely
Mm-hmm.
out of the knowledge we have now
Yes.
versus what they had then. Like, I'm not saying
Yes.
Grammy and Grampy did a bad job. I'm just saying that we know better now so we can do better. So
Mm-hmm.
like, that's what I'm trying to teach her, so that way if she chooses to have children in her adult life, that she'll know that I wasn't great at it, but not for lack of trying. It's just for the information we had available at hand.
Yes. And it's okay to want to do better than your parents. It's you
And it
can
also,
say that you're doing better or say that they didn't do the best job, but it doesn't mean you're faulting them completely. You know what I mean?
right, exactly. It's like,
Or
I'm not saying,
insulting
yeah, that you
because they're
intentionally did a bad
human.
job. Yes.
And
And
so
I
it's
think
okay to
by,
recognize that.
yeah, and also by saying it, it gives her permission to recognize what I fuck up too. It's like,
Exactly.
mom didn't handle that great, but it wasn't like she was doing it poorly on purpose.
Right.
So that's what, like, that's the takeaway I want my kids to have is, I'm not perfect, but I'm doing the best that I can for you because I love you with my whole heart, even if my
Mhm.
whole heart isn't right all the time.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll take that away and they won't go like, oh, mom was terrible at this, this, and this. But it's just like, maybe I wasn't awesome, but I wasn't intentionally terrible.
Right.
Yeah. So
Fingers
if I
crossed.
just, yeah. So like, if they're just a little less fucked up than me when they're adults, I will have done a great, great job.
Woohoo!
I'm winning at life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this journey with us. We hope our stories inspire you to advocate for yourself, embrace growth, and pass on these lessons to the next generation. Until next time, keep learning and remember you're not alone, and be kind to your nervous system. Thanks for spending this little pocket of time with us. If anything we talked about stirred something up, just remember you don't have to rush to fix it. Noticing it, well, that's already work. And if you ever want a few more gentle ways to settle your nervous system, that's what Mind Circuit is here for. Check out my app in Google Play and Apple Store. We'll meet you back here next month.